The second task is combine tasks by client for that month. So this is happening under to invoice. These come here and arrive here by the client success person from content support or any additional work done in the build and design phase. And there is a step here that when something is completed and a client has signed off, or if the client has not responded in so many days, it is moved to invoicing. There's an automation which then moves it into our invoicing list here. And so our invoicing list has in the brown has all of the invoices that are relevant to that client. Now, in this step, the goal is to combine all the tasks by client for that month into a single task. And what that looks like is this. The example we're going to use is ECU, and we've already got a starter here. When we combine tasks, you might see tasks, for example, like Bloom, and they're just there. And all of our tasks should start with the client name, and it should be the same format for every single task. And then it might have other annotation, but all of the Balance Culture items should start with Balance Culture. All of the Gabriel Hammonds items should start that way. And the same for every other client. Now, sometimes these items might get a little out of control and not be named first and foremost by their client. For example, I see one here called subscription form. This happens when a subtask, or can happen when a subtask has been moved to the invoicing status and the automation moves it over here, but it's not attached to its parent task. So it's often good to look and see what we're talking about to get context so that we know what client this is pertaining to. We'll get to that in a second. Balance Culture, website updates for Balance Culture. This should actually start with Balance Culture. Boom. And once that update happens, it's updated here. And if you notice, now Balance Culture has two items here. So whenever we do our naming of a brand new task in production, it helps to name it correctly. But for now, let's look at this. So if I see, for example, that I have multiple items from Balance Culture, I will actually simply within invoices, go to new task and type in Balance Culture 2022-01, and it creates a single task. And this task will now serve as a bucket or a parent task. And the other tasks will become subtasks of this parent task. So how they combine, simply, the step is to simply condense all of these. And here we go, Balance Culture 2022-01. And then I will select these two and convert to subtasks and make it the subtask of, make sure it's the correct one, Balance Culture. It's brown for to invoice, Balance Culture 2022-01. I select it. And now I should have all of these underneath it. Doesn't need a follow-up. I'll get rid of that. I open this up, and time tracked should now only have, there's an automation that adds 5 minutes for project management, but total with subtasks is 2 hours and 43 minutes. You can always double check that to see how many hours we have here. This is 2 hours and 14 minutes, and this is 24 minutes. And if we go to the parent task, 2 hours and 43 minutes. So it's coming out to about right. The estimates is all of the estimates within those tasks rolled up. This is not ready to go yet. You are only doing the step of combining tasks by client for that month. So the first step is to create the parent. If there's multiple tasks, create a new task and name it the name of the company plus the year, then the month, and then move all relevant tasks under it as subtasks. And I'm going to do this for the rest of these items and then show you condensed. So let's see, we've got 52 tasks right now. And then I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to combine all of them and show you what this looks like when it's ready to go. So I just spent the last few moments combing through and combining anything that had multiple tasks into a parent task titled the name of the company and the year, followed by the month. And I've done the same for all of the items with multiple requests. Help Her, Humarian, ECU. Let's see here. Reliance Tax, that's legacy. There's been several with that. S&D, Wellbridge. And so these have all been taken care of and combined. So this covers the step of combining multiple tasks for a single client into a single task. And this allows us and is teeing us up so that we send one invoice itemized to the client for that many steps. So now let's talk about the next step, which is add any outsourced hours.